And applause!
And stop it. Welcome to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, everybody. I'm your host, Jason Meyers. We're having a little bit of a return to form here tonight because last week, or last time you saw me, for that matter, I was hosting a Harrison-esque version of Millionaire, but tonight we return to the tried and true classic Millionaire.
Woo-woo!
Thank you. I know all the contestants here tonight are eager to win that $1 million. I'm looking forward to giving it away. So, how about we start things off with our first contestant tonight? I'm looking for a guy out here by the name of Crazanity or Nick. Come on up here.
Granted, I'm the only one at the fastest finger first. Oh, what's going on with my... Okay, my camera's acting all screwy now. Hashtag, the lag is indeed real.
You know my struggles.
Yep.
Anyways, Nick, great to have you on the show.
Great to be here, man.
Audience, please, you're wonderful. But let's bring it down a little. Save that for the million.
Nick, just out of curiosity, did you bring half of your city here with you?
No, it's not really that big a population where I am.
Okay. Well, tell us about yourself. Where you from? What you do?
I'm from a small town in Kentucky. I'm a content creator. I'm looking to get back into it, really. And I've been a huge fan of game shows for almost literally all my life.
Almost? Nice.
About since I was like a couple, maybe 3 months old. I think that's as far back.
And what would you say would be some of your favorite game shows?
Well, Millionaire for one, Weakest Link.
Okay, you could stay.
Wheel and Jeopardy, and The Price is Right, I believe, is the first one I remember ever watching.
Hey, all you had to say was Millionaire. You're allowed to stay. I don't have to kick you off. Cool. Well, Nick, what do you plan on doing with $1 million should you happen to win it tonight?
I would use it to spend on trips or nice little things, and use it for great causes, maybe to help my family out.
Nice.
Donate to worthy causes as well, like the Cancer Society.
That's a very worthy cause there. Definitely worthy of a cause, especially for me.
Having lost my dad and stepdad to cancer, I know what it's like.
Well, let's get to it then. Let's get that money for the good causes.
Amen. Let's do it.
You are 15 steps away from $1 million, but don't fret. We do have some lifelines to help you along the way in the form of 50-50. Ask the audience and ask the expert. And our expert tonight is none other than former Millionaire contestant and $30,000 Brian Henegar.
How you doing, everybody?
We're doing great. How are you doing?
I am doing wonderful. I'm happy to finally be back. Happy to hopefully make someone a millionaire, and hopefully I do not embarrass myself by giving you a wrong answer.
Well, hopefully not either, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I got Nick here who might be calling on you later on, so look forward to hearing from him.
I'll be there. Thank you.
Definitely. Nick, are you ready for this?
I am ready.
Audience, are you ready?
Let's do this thing.
Then let's play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with Nick.
Let's do it. Woo!
Your first question is worth $100. Here we go. Reveille is often played on which instrument at sunrise to wake the armed forces? Electric guitar, kazoo, bugle, pots and pans.
That would be the bugle, also known as one of the greatest snacks in the world. Unrelated. Bugle, final answer.
I don't know if you got a sneak peek at my dressing room backstage. I actually have a bag of bugles right next to me. Anyways, you got $100.
Really? Give me the bugles!
We'll discuss that after the show, but right now, let's focus on $200.
Let's do it.
Which of these might be a charge you'll incur for spending too much money? Overdraft? Overcast? Overrun? Overlooked?
I think it's overdraft, because I've heard that in like credit card commercials, like overdraft fees and stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to go with. Final answer, overdraft.
You just got $200.
There we go.
$300. Here we go. A bar of which of these is referred to as an ingot? Chocolate? Metal? Candy? Soap?
Three questions in, and I think I found the first bump in the road. Okay.
You do have your lifelines if you want to use them.
I think I'm gonna save the audience for another question, assuming I get this right. I'm gonna go with the 50-50 for this one. Final answer.
Alright, 50-50. Computer, take away 2 of the wrong answers, leaving them with the correct answer and the last incorrect answer. That leaves you with metal and soap.
Alright, I was thinking it would be either one of the food ones or metal. And now that I see metal, I think that's what I'm going to go with. Final answer.
That's $300 worth of metal right there.
Woo!
You got that speed bump out of your way. Now let's try the $500 speed bump. Which number in bingo is commonly referred to as the two little ducks? 11, 22, 33, 44.
I believe that would be 22, because I think I've heard that reference in Deal or No Deal before, like on some of the other game show groups. So I believe that's what I'm going to go with. 22, final answer.
I call it double deuce. Some people call it two little ducks. You got $500.
There we go.
This next question is worth $1,000. If you get this right, you leave with no less than that. So here we go. For $1,000. Dog sledding is the official sport of which U.S. state? Montana, Idaho, Wisconsin, Alaska.
I was hoping that would be up there. Alaska, final answer.
As we now have to pay the bills to have the music play again, I'll say you just got $1,000.
Woo! I figured it was Alaska even before those answer choices came up.
Was that the right answer? I don't know. Alaska.
Alaska, but Juneau. Anyways, you got $1,000. You got $1,000, Nick. As I said, you can leave it no less than this from this point on. Your next question is worth $2,000. You still have 2 of your lifelines in play to ask the audience and to ask the expert. So, if you're ready, let's see this $2,000 question.
I'm ready.
The Ural Mountains are often considered the dividing line between which 2 continents? Europe and Asia, Asia and Africa, Europe and Africa, North and South America.
I believe that would be Europe and Asia because I don't think that North and South America are connected by mountains. But I believe there are a lot of mountains around the Eurasia area. And aside from North and South America, Europe and Asia are the only continents I know that are connected in a way. So I'm gonna make that my final answer. Hopefully it gives me $2,000.
You hope for 2,000. Your hope is granted. $2,000.
Yes.
So you got $2,000. Your next question is worth $4,000. And here it is. Buffet is the surname of which character on the famous sitcom Friends? Monica, Rachel, Chandler, Phoebe.
Okay, I don't watch Friends that much. I think Rachel's surname is Green. Chandler, I think, is Bing. That would narrow it down to either Monica or Phoebe. Hopefully the audience has seen Friends. I'm gonna give this one to them. Final answer.
Alright, audience. He's calling on you for help. Using A, B, C, or D. Vote now. Good vote.
Good talk, audience. Good talk.
Right. Good talk. Tell me how you really feel.
I love that music. I need to convert that music to a ringtone, to be honest.
Well, an overwhelming 100% of the audience say that it's Phoebe. Nobody even paid attention to Monica, Rachel, or Chandler.
So I guess we got a lot of Friends watchers, huh? I'm gonna trust them and go with D, Phoebe. Final answer.
Trust is a really strong word, especially when an audience is involved.
Yeah.
But you're right to trust him. You just got $4,000.
No! Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Just out of curiosity, what was Monica's last name?
I couldn't even begin to tell you. It's been a long minute since I've seen the series, but we're not worrying about that right now. We're worrying about you. We're worrying about you having $4,000 and your next question being worth $8,000. So, if you're ready, here we go.
Okay.
How many chant spaces appear in the original Monopoly board? 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you play Monopoly?
I've played it before, but part of me thinks it might be 2, because I think I've seen on a Monopoly board before that in one section there's a chance, and I think the one across from it, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna use my expert on this. Final answer.
Alright. He wants to use the expert. Brian, are you there?
Yes, I am, sir.
You've been called on to help Nick out. He's got $4,000. He's going for $8,000, and he's requested your help.
Okay, well, hopefully I can provide some.
Well, I'll feed you the question and the 4 answers. Get ready to talk it out with Nick right now.
All right, so first of all, I want to tell you this. You do not know exactly how much temptation I have. I actually have a Monopoly game sitting on my floor right next to my chair. And I can very easily open it up, but I don't want to do that because that's not kosher.
That would be convenience in and of itself.
You don't know how cluttered my my little area here is, but
it would be worse if that box was open.
Well, it's not. I mean,
Thank God for that.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't need that though, because I've played enough Monopoly to know this. There are 3 chance spaces on the Monopoly board. I've seen that little question mark 3 times on a board. So I'm about 95% positive that it's 3.
95% positive. All right.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. You know what? 96% positive. I'll say that.
The more you talk, I think the more the percentage is going to go up.
Yeah, but no, I'm certain that it's 95. I mean, I'm certain that
Make up your mind, man. Is it 95 or 96?
it's 3. Dadgummit, 3.
He's got too many numbers in his head. He's trying to figure out which ones belong to the winning lottery. So,
Okay. He says 3.
he says 3. Do you trust him enough to go with that? Or do you feel like maybe you should walk away? If you walk, you get $4,000. If you go for it and you're wrong, you drop down to $1,000.
Well, I think I'm going to trust him here. And I'm going to go with 3. Final answer. God, let it be right.
He was about 95, 96% sure. I really wish he would have said 100% sure, because it is 3. You got $8,000. Thank you, Brian Henegar.
Yes, thank you, man. Thank you.
And as my good friend Jessica Brand would say, good luck the rest of the way.
Definitely.
I appreciate that.
You're really going to need it. You have exhausted all of your lifelines. Your next question is worth $16,000. And here it is. Serena Williams won which major tennis title while pregnant with her daughter Alexis? The US Open, the French Open, Wimbledon, the Australian Open. Are you a big Serena Williams fan?
I don't know much about her. Truth told, I didn't even know that she had any kids. I am not really... That was a delayed reaction.
Just a little bit.
I am not really sure. I'm not much of a tennis person. I don't have any lifelines. If I get this wrong, I lose $7,000.
Yeah, you drop down to $1,000. You lose $7,000 on this. If you go for it and get it right, it's worth $16,000.
You know what? I'm not going to take that chance. I'm walking away, and that's my final answer.
All right, you're walking out of here with $8,000.
I always say final answer. Absolutely.
Now, just out of curiosity, if you decided to go for it, what would you have said?
I would say probably what I believe is the most notable of those is Wimbledon, so I think that would have been my answer.
You would have said Wimbledon?
Yeah.
And I couldn't even begin to tell you whether that's right or wrong. It's the Australian Open.
Australian Open, so I would have blown it.
Yeah, you would have blown it, but you didn't blow it. You're walking out of here with $8,000. Give it up for Nick, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you all. Right out this way. Now I'm going to go up here.
We'll be back with our next contestant to see if they can get $1 million right after this. Welcome back to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, everybody. I'm your host, Jason Meyers. We didn't have much luck with the first contestant. We gave away $8,000, but I think we could turn our luck around. Don't you think, audience? Well, let's try to turn our luck around with our second contestant. Please welcome to the stage our expert for the evening, Brian Henegar.
No way.
Yes, way.
Did not see this coming.
How's that for a plot twist tonight?
Is the M. Night Shyamalan version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Just hopefully it doesn't end that way.
Yeah, with you.
Brian, welcome to the show.
I'm fine. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful. Thank you very much.
So, aside from you being a former Millionaire contestant, what else do we need to know about you?
Well, when I'm not on Twitch and doing my own thing, I work in guest services for a chain of gas stations all around the country. Probably can't say the name of them here. I love to read. I love British comedy, and I love all kinds of good stuff. And did not expect to be called up tonight, but I'm happy to be here, and hopefully I'll give you a good game.
Haven't they told you on the actual Millionaire show, expect the unexpected?
Yes, they'd have. I should have heeded that warning.
Well, now you know, and knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. Now I'm going to get sued for that one. Cool. Brian, you already know how this works. You are 15 questions away from $1 million. You also have 3 lifelines if you need them, 50-50. Ask the audience, and I would say ask the expert, but you're standing right there, so ask the expert now becomes ask the host.
Well, there you go.
So, Brian, are you ready for redemption?
I am.
Audience, are you ready for his redemption?
Let's do it.
Let's play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with Brian Henegar. Brian, your first question is worth $100, and here it is. According to a famous Beatle classic, all you need is what? Love, hope, courage, a bottle of Viagra.
Well, all I'm seeing is white on my monitor. But I heard you and I paid attention, and the title of the song is All You Need Is Love. Final answer.
All you need is love and $100.
All right.
For $200, here's your question.
There we go.
Which of the professionals will most likely say that's a wrap at the end of work? Newspaper reporter, judge, film director, Chipotle manager.
Well, D does make sense, but I know that a film director says that's a wrap, so it is C. Final answer.
I think Chipotle manager would say that's a crap, but that's not a crap, that's a wrap. You got $200. For $300, Brian, here we go.
Okay.
By what name is rapper Sean Combs formerly known? A. Whitty, P. Diddy, C. Schmitty, Tree Fitty.
I need about tree fitting. No. I do. Well, he had a couple of names. He was Sean Puffy Combs. He was Puff Daddy. I think now he's just called Diddy, but at one time he was called B. P. Diddy. Final answer.
And you don't have to worry about a Loch Ness monster trying to take your Tree Fitty. It's P. Diddy. You got $300.
I'm telling the story now.
For $500, Brian. Which former planet shares its name with a Disney canine? Jupiter, Mars, Pluto, Venus.
One of the saddest days in life was when Pluto became a dwarf object. It is C, Pluto. Final answer.
And that's good for 500. Your next question is worth $1,000, and as you know, if you get this question right, you leave it no less than that. So for $1,000, here's your question.
Alrighty.
Which book of the Old Testament describes the Israelites' departure from Egypt? Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers.
Well, I believe that the book of the Bible that shows the Israelites leaving Egypt is B, the book of Exodus. Final answer.
Praise Jesus, he got $1,000.
Yeah, boy.
And now we go to church. You got $1,000. You leave it no less than this from this point on. Your next question is worth $2,000, and you still have all your lifelines in play. So here we go for $2,000.
Let's go for it.
At what time of day is 2200 hours? Morning, mid-afternoon, early evening, night.
Okay. Well, I do know that in military time, 1200 hours is noon. 2200 hours is 10 o'clock at night, 10 p.m., which would be D, night. Final answer.
And that's good for $2,000.
All right.
You are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 questions away from $1 million. Your next question is worth $4,000.
All righty.
Which of these fictional people lives in Hazard County? Daisy May, Daisy Miller, Daisy Duke, Daisy Duck.
Well, I do know that the Hazard County is the setting of the Dukes of Hazzard, and the only one of those four people that lives in Hazard County would be the waitress at the Boar's Nest, C, Daisy Duke. Final answer.
This man knows his TV and he's just got $4,000. You're now halfway to $1 million. Your next question is worth $8,000 and you still have all your lifelines in play.
All right.
So for $8,000, here's your question. Which of these monsters appears in the popular video game Minecraft? Werewolf, vampire, ghost, zombie.
Okay, I have to admit I have not played Minecraft in some time. My little nephew, however, played the hound out of Minecraft. And I know that there have been zombie plagues that would plague you in Minecraft. So based on my limited knowledge and based on my nephew's considerably higher knowledge, I'm going to lock in D, zombie. Final answer.
And I'll spare you the zombie noise. I'll just say you have $8,000.
Yes! Right.
You are 7 questions away now from $1 million. Your next question is worth $16,000. And here it is. Which of these U.S. states has several regions that do not observe daylight savings? Arizona, California, Montana, Utah.
Okay. It should be all 50 states, but that's my commentary for the day. But I do know that the one state that does not recognize daylight saving time is Arizona. So based upon that, I do know that Arizona does not recognize daylight saving time. I'm going to say Arizona. Final answer.
Is this another one of those 95, 96% sure it's that answer?
Yes, it is. About 96 and a half.
96 and a half. Well, 96 and a half just got you $16,000.
Yes!
Your next question is worth $32,000. If you get this one, leave it no less than... And you still have all three of your lifelines in play, so it's all up from here. So here we go for $32,000. Which pop singer has children named Kingston, Zuma, and Apollo? Pink, Mariah Carey, Madonna, Gwen Stefani.
Okay. I know which one it isn't, but I don't want to say it.
Okay.
Because I don't want to mislead the audience.
Fair enough.
Because because modern pop culture, like modern music, is kind of out of my realm of knowledge. But I think we have a pretty smart audience here. I'm gonna go with the audience. I'd like to ask the audience, please. And that is my final decision.
All right, audience. He's calling on you for help. Again, using your keypads, using A, B, C, or D. Vote now. Well, just like last time, we have an overwhelming 100% of the audience saying that it's D, Gwen Stefani.
Okay, that's... I was thinking Gwen Stefani. I knew it couldn't be C because Madonna is a Lourdes Ciccone as her only child. And I don't think Mariah Carey has 3 kids. So the more I think about this, I think the audience is absolutely right. So I'm going to trust you, the audience. I hope you do this for me. I'm going to say D, Gwen Stefani. Final answer.
I think Madonna only has 1 kid, and you said her name's Lourdes. Mariah Carey, I don't remember her having kids. Pink, I don't remember having kids, but none of that matters because Gwen Stefani's got 3. Kingston, Zuma, and Apollo, $32,000.
Right. Thank you, audience.
Now we get down to the nitty gritty. You are 5 questions away from $1 million. You have $32,000 right now. You can leave it no less than that from this point on. Your next question is worth $64,000, and it's basically a freebie at this point. But you still have your 2 lifelines in play, 50-50 and Ask the Host.
Okay.
So, Brian, if you're ready, let's see this $64,000 question.
Let's do it.
In the story of Snow White and the 7 Dwarves, how many of the dwarves' names end in Y? 4, 5, 6, 7.
Let me think this through for a minute. Grumpy, dopey, happy. Okay, it's grumpy. Okay, I know there's bashful and doc are two of them, and those ended in Y. It was sleepy, grumpy, dopey. There was this joke in this cartoon I used to watch called The Critic, where he, as a joke, he invented this medicine called Sherman's Oil, parody of Lorenzo's Oil, and he said, "Wow, I'm a doc, and he went through like all 7 names as a joke at the very end, and I'm trying to remember the way he said it, because I know 2 of them are doc and bashful, and those do not have a Y. I know there's dopey, grumpy, sleepy, happy. Oh gosh.
Well, just to put your mind at ease a little bit, I'll remind you, you still have 2 of your lifelines at play. You still have 50-50, and you still have Ask the Host.
Right. I appreciate you reminding me of that.
Not a problem. That's what I'm here for.
You're doing a fine job.
Yay.
There's grumpy, dopey, happy, sleepy. Gosh. So I know Doc and Bashful are 2, but is there a third one that doesn't have a Y? Okay, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to ask the host, please.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, sir.
All right. He wants to ask me. So, just listening to you go through all the dwarves' names, there's one key dwarf that you neglected to mention at all, and that's Sneezy.
That's right, Sneezy.
Like, I was just saying the list over and over in my head. I'm like, I hope he remembers Sneezy. So, in my opinion, that means there's 5 of them that end in Y.
Yep.
Bashful and Doc being the only ones that don't. But that's my opinion, and that's my final answer.
All right. Okay, so dopey, grumpy, happy, sneezy, and sleepy. Bashful and Doc. That makes sense to me. So I'm going to play the question.
Okay.
I'm going to say B5, and that is my final answer.
Well, it's not going to show on my screen, so I'll just leave it up to the computer to tell you whether you're right or wrong. So, computer, lay it on him.
Yes!
You got 64,000. That helps if I read numbers. So,
thank you so much.
Hey, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to guide you along the way to $1 million. I've gotten you one step closer. You just have 4 more to go. And you still have 1 lifeline to play, and that's 50-50. Your next question is worth $125,000. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Which M&M color is produced the least? Red, brown, yellow, blue.
Okay.
Are you a big M&M eater?
Not actually. I'm more of a Reese's Pieces guy myself.
Hey, I'm right there with you. I would high five you if I could.
There you go. Now, I know that they introduced the blue M&M to replace the tan one. And if I'm not mistaken, the tan one was the least produced M&M color when it came out. I know that for a while they didn't make red M&Ms because there was a whole red dye number 2 scandal. And although they didn't use red dye number 2, people were afraid that any food dyed red was poisonous, so they didn't make red M&Ms for a while.
Don't even get me started on yellow number 5. I'll be here all night.
There you go.
But I will say, if you go for it and get it right, it's worth $125,000. If you go for it and get it wrong, you drop back down to $32,000.
That's right.
And you still have 50-50 if you need it.
Yeah. Looking at a hand, like if I can picture just picture a bag of M&Ms in my mind. I mean, red and yellow are used in the commercials all the time. So you'd think red and yellow would be in there a lot because, I mean, they're the 2 primary colors in the commercials. Now I have to ask you something, and I don't know if you know this or not. If you don't know it, that's okay. Is the 50-50 random?
It's completely random.
That sets my mind at ease a little bit because I know it's not red. I know it's not yellow. I mean, I don't think it's red or yellow. Brown or blue. I keep wanting to say blue because I think blue was put in to replace the tan M&M. I think tan was like the least used color. Then again, am I right about that or?
Is it worth the risk?
I hope so. So I'm going for it.
Okay.
It's not red or yellow. And if I look at a handful of M&Ms in my mind, I see a lot of reds and yellows and browns, and there aren't that many blues. I think, like I said, I want to say blue is the least used. Because we made a big to-do out of adding a blue M&M to it in the 1990s. Because they had that big national color vote. And they brought in the blue one to replace the tan one. Okay.
Is it worth the risk for $125,000?
Oh, man. You know what? Just to be on the safe side, I'll probably regret this decision, but I would like to use my 50-50, please.
All right. He wants
Final.
to use 50-50. Computer, take away 2 of the wrong answers, leaving him with the correct answer and the last incorrect answer.
Oh, thank God.
That leaves you with brown and yellow.
And then that happened.
Yeah. Now how confident do you feel?
A lot more confident now because, like I said, I know for a fact that they use the yellow and the red M&Ms in all the commercials. But then again, the yellow one is the peanut M&M.
If you go for it and get it right, it's worth $125,000. If you go for it and get it wrong, you drop to $32,000.
Then I hope I'm right.
Or you could walk away and take $64,000.
Well, yeah, but where's the fun in that?
I mean, you could walk out and say you won more here than you did on the actual show.
Well, if I get it wrong, I still can say I've won more here.
Yeah, but that's a $2,000 difference versus $34,000 difference.
And even less than a $93,000 difference.
Yeah, you got a point.
B. Brown, final answer. Do it.
Okay. Just completely caught me and everybody here in the audience off guard with that one.
Well, here's the thing. I just went and did it because I knew if I sat here and talked about more, I'd talk myself out of it. And I just said, no, I'm like, you know what? Let's rip the Band-Aid off. Let's do it.
Well, you certainly ripped the Band-Aid off on this one. You said that you were certain that it was tan because they didn't really make the tan M&Ms back in the day, and they replaced it with blue. Out of much deliberation, you went with brown. which kind of uses the same color dye as tan, and that's the least produced one that gets you $125,000.
Woohoo! Oh man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you there, but I just.
Hey, you just woke me up. I'm amped for this one now. You have $125,000 right now. You are 3 questions away from $1 million. Your next question is worth $250,000. However, you're going into this with no lifelines. With that in mind, here's your $250,000 question, Brian.
Let's go.
In what year did Nike publicly release its Air Jordan sneakers? 1983, 1985, 1987, 1989.
Okay. Air Jordan sneakers. You would think it would be the year when Michael Jordan joined the NBA. It's my... If I'm remembering all this correctly, I think Michael Jordan joined the NBA in 1986. There's a famous hullabaloo about the fact that the Portland Trail Blazers had the opportunity to draft him, but instead they drafted a 7-foot-tall guy named Sam Bowie who kept getting injured, and it's like one of the great what-ifs in basketball history because he came out of North Carolina, just was absolutely incredible.
Well, Bowie on them.
Yeah, and the Portland Trail Blazers, that back then they had Clyde Drexler, so can you imagine a team with Clyde Drexler and Michael Jordan? I mean, just...
I think the stadium would implode on that one.
Yeah, write your ticket on that one.
And apparently the audience didn't like me saying that.
Some angry Portland fans here, I guess. I don't know. So anyway, but if I'm not mistaken, it's not 83, that's too early, and it's not 89, that's way too late. The Jordans were already out by 89.
Well, if you go for it and you get it right, it's worth $250,000. If you go for it and get it wrong, you drop to $32,000, or you could walk away and take $125,000.
Yeah, I'd lose $93,000 if I'm wrong.
Right.
Okay, you know what? Let me do this over just for a second here, okay?
Take all the time you need.
Yeah, well, like I said, I know I don't think he debuted in 1983. And by 89, he was already, established as one of the biggest stars in basketball. I know Phil Knight made the Air Jordan for him. And he got in trouble because he kept getting fined because it didn't, at the time, fit the uniform standards for the NBA, and so Phil Knight paid his fines for every game he wore them because it was great advertising. It's either 85 or 87. The problem is, because I'm trying to remember the year he came into the NBA. Was it 84 or 86? I want to say he came into the NBA in 1986. Oh, gosh.
But how confident are you in this?
That is the thing. Am I confident? Am I not confident? I mean, I don't know this dead to rights, obviously.
Well, if you decide to walk away, there's no shame in it.
You're right, there isn't. Because I've rode this tiger about as long as I can. 85 or 87? Which one? Because Here's the thing. I want to say he played on the Olympic team in 1984. And back then, they didn't let professionals play. It was just amateurs. Because he didn't play in 1980. He was in. Oh God, think. In 1984, he played on the Olympic team. So I think after that, he got drafted. You know what? I'm going to sit here all day and talk this out, and I don't want to do that because honestly, I wish I still had my 50-50. But then again, if I didn't have the 50-50, I wouldn't be here. So that helped me. You know what? As I said on the original show, I'm afraid this is where we're going to have to part. Because I'll sit here all night and debate over it. But you know what? I'm not 100% sure. I don't really... like I said, I've got down to 2, but no further than that. I am not ashamed to walk, so I'm going to very happily take my $125,000, and that will be my final decision.
Well, and it's been a real treat having you on the show as an expert and as a contestant. You got $125,000. We will not fault you for that one bit, but I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna poke you a little bit. If you went for it, what would you have said?
Probably 87. If I had to go for it, I would have locked in 87.
You would have said 87?
Yeah.
And you would have lost money. It was actually 1985.
Thank goodness.
But thankfully you didn't go for it. You walk out of here with $125,000. And the sound of the angry horn means we are out of time for tonight. We hope to see you around next time. Until then, from Millionaire, this is Jason Meyers saying good night.
Thank you, sir. Great game.
Pleasure having you here. And now you got bragging rights. You won more than you did on Harrison.
I sure did. And you did a fine job as host.
Oh, stop.